Gainesville for the third and final game of the series from Preston Stadium as Missouri Tigers take on the Florida Gators. And yes, it is our first mic'd up Monday of the season. It's game 3 of the series. Last night, game 2 got delayed due to weather. We also went extra innings in the bottom of the 11th. Former Missouri Tiger Madison Walker knocks in the game-winning run for the Gators, and they take it by a final of 4-3. It was a one-run win for Florida. They did the same thing in game 1 on Saturday. Missouri actually had leads in both those games, but it's the Gators that are gunning for a sweep of the series tonight. Happy to have you spend part of your Monday with us, along with pitching greats Amanda Scarborough, Michelle Smith. I'm Mark Neely. Smitty, how do you evaluate and break down the first 2 games for each of these 2 teams?
Well, I think we've gotten what we expected with Florida. They're 25-1, and you're going to have a really good offense when you've got 25 wins at this part of the season. A 400 batting average as a team. How about 59 home runs? But on the flip side, for Missouri, you've got to be feeling pretty good. One of the best teams in the country. You've played them really close, just 2 one-run losses. This is a Missouri team that plays much better than their 7-15 record.
Yeah, I agree. And we expected the home runs from Florida. I mean, that's what they do. That's a big reason that they score a ton of runs. And they're one of the best home run hitting teams in the country. But what we didn't expect is for Missouri to match them in home runs, because coming into this series, Missouri had only hit 14 home runs the entire season compared to Florida's 55. But each of them have hit 4. It's been 2 one-run games. In fact, Mark, all the runs that Florida scored in game 1 were via the long ball.
Keegan Rothrock won game 1. She won game 2 in relief, throwing only 14 pitches, and she's back out there for game 3.
Rothrock is the rock of this pitching staff for Florida. She's been looking good as of late. Overcame a big injury last year that limited some of her playing time, but she is back healthy and throwing that rise ball like no other.
Here's a look at the Tiger lineup for head coach Larissa Anderson. The 3 you see highlighted all had solo home runs for the Tigers yesterday. And Forrester, Hay, and Linger. A little slight adjustment in the lineup. Abriscato moves up to the 2-hole for the Tigers here for the finale of the series. And the first pitch from Rothrock is a strike, and we are off and running from Gainesville on this mic'd up Monday. Addie Watts leads off the game. And she is hit by pitch on the second pitch of the game. Rothrock hits the first batter of the game. She's coming off 10 strikeouts here in game 1.
Yeah, that's a career high in an SEC start, and she just throws that amazing rise ball. She also is using that off speed quite a bit. When she paints the corner, she is tough to barrel up.
Abriscato right back to the circle, and they double up weights, and just like that, Keegan Rothrock eliminates the mistake on the hit by pitch and gets 2 outs.
Yeah, really young Missouri team, including Addie Waits over at first base, who was just getting a lead. She wasn't even going on the pitch, but just got excited in game 3, trying to get herself to second base. But a mental error by the freshman gets doubled off at first base, and quickly Florida has 2.
An eventful first 3 pitches of the game for Rothrock. And pours in a first pitch strike here to freshman Sydney Forrester out of Miami, Oklahoma. He had one of the home runs in yesterday's game, or 5th of the season to lead the team.
Well, and that's that off-speed pitch, Michelle, that I think is an improved pitch for Keegan Rothrock that Missouri, I think, is going to have to deal with a little bit more in start number 2 for Rothrock in this series. That pitch has looked so good for her.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's a pitch that she can expand the zone, that curveball a little bit out. But to me, Amanda, that's the pitch that you want to throw slow, a little bit low, and aim it toward the plate, because that's when you get hitters to fish for that.
You know, and it's just been more consistent. You know, in years past, she would throw it well at times, but then one would get away from her, be a little bit up. To me, it's more deliberate and how she's working more down with that off-speed pitch and missing down more often.
Waiting on that, hit on a line by Forrester over the outstretched glove of Cahalan. It's picked up on the track by McClellan, but standing at second is Forrester. A 2-out base hit for the Tigers.
Well, this is exactly what we were talking about, but this is more up in the zone. When Rothrock has thrown that so well this year in her junior year, it almost has looked like an off-speed drop where it has that movement down. That one stays flat, it's up. Forrester protecting with 2 strikes. Another young freshman for this Missouri team that is such an impact player for them. She's been so good this weekend.
Looks like they've scored that a single and an error, allowing Forrester to go to second base.
Not had a lot of errors this weekend.
No.
We have not, and we've mentioned Mizzou's on one side played very good defense all year.
Yeah, they have just 8 errors coming in. Florida, that's their 15th error of the game, excuse me, of the season.
Cleanup hitter Abby Hay. Also a home run in yesterday's game for the Tigers.
When we talked to Coach Anderson before the game, Michelle, she noticed in game 1 when Rothrock threw against them that she felt like she worked more of her curveball than the rise ball away from these right-handed hitters. She was interested to see how she would throw today. There it is, curveball.
Yeah, and I think when Keegan was throwing that well, you know, she's going to have a little bit of curve, a little bit up to it as well, the way she follows up across her body.
Just got a piece of it to stay alive.
And I think with Hay up, you've got to go and get underneath her hands. You don't want to give her anything soft. She likes that soft pitch. In fact, the double that she hit off of Rothrock in that first game was in fact a 58-mile-an-hour off speed that hung up a little bit.
He knocked in a couple in game 1 for Mizzou. Got one on the home run in game 2 yesterday. She keeps hanging in there. Got 70 and now 71 miles per hour from Keegan Rothrock.
She can really vary her speeds. I mean, that curveball that we saw earlier in the AB was about 64, and then she can bring it up to 70, 71, and then her off speed at 59.
The pitch of this AB coming to the Tiger first baseman Abby Hay. And it's dead time requested. That's going to allow Erickson, who's catching tonight, to go out to talk to her pitcher Rothrock, who threw a complete game in game 1 with those 10 strikeouts. 1 inning, got the win in relief. Pitched the top of the 11th and only threw 14 pitches, and that's important for Florida tonight. We asked Tim Walton any questions about throwing Rothrock. He said, no, I just told her last night, see you tomorrow. You got the ball.
Yeah, Olivia Miller came in relief in last night's game, the lefty for them, and did a heck of a job. The freshman, Leah Stevens, started, and Olivia Miller had some long relief in what would become the middle innings of an 11-inning game, and Rothrock to close it.
I think in many ways, yes, winning in extra innings was the big story for Florida, but Olivia Miller, for me, was the headline.
Yes.
Because she threw 7 innings of scoreless relief.
Yeah, 101 pitches, and most she has thrown by far all year. I think her pitch count coming in was maybe just 180 pitches on the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was outstanding.
Hey, ready to see another one from Rothrock in this battle inside. Will continue, and it is advanced to a full count. Here comes pitch 11. And she's going to see at least a dozen. Well, just when it looked like Rothrock, who got a double play on her 3rd pitch of the game, is going to have a pretty quick inning. It hasn't worked out that way.
No. This Missouri team is scrappy. They don't go away. They fight, they battle, and you know, one of the things Coach Anderson said, she said, we are so close. We're learning a lot of lessons right now. We probably needed to learn them earlier in the season. Very young team. They start a lot of freshmen, a lot of underclassmen.
And I think the headline for Mizzou was their freshman Abby Carr, who did get the loss in the circle in relief, but she was really, really good for the Tigers. Here's another 3-2 pitch. And strike 3 call. What a battle, and it winds up with Rock getting the called strike 3 to end the inning.
Wow, after an epic at bat by Abby Hayes, she misses one that's right down the heart of the plate. 71 though, so maybe fooled her.
It's Marissa McCann, second start of this weekend.
And she competed really well in game 1, gave them a quality start, and it started in the first inning when she just came out and started to attack Florida's hitters. I mean, really, when you think about how close both of the games have been in the series for Missouri, you have to give her specifically a lot of credit for coming in here, first SEC series on the road. She gets the ball, and she just attacked the zone early and set the tone for the aggressiveness that Missouri has had all weekend.
First pitch strike to Taylor Shoemaker. Take a look at Tim Walton's lineup for tonight on this Mic'd Up Monday, and the former Tiger Madison Walker with a game-winning hit in the bottom of the 11th last night, batting 5th.
And again, coming out and getting ahead 0-2 of Shoemaker, and that against a Florida team that, one, has a really good eye, takes a lot of walks, two, doesn't strike out a lot. In fact, in the first 2 games, they've only struck out 3 times in 18 innings.
Yeah, and to your point, they've only struck out 58 times this season to 139 walks. So this is a team with a really good eye.
You see Shoemaker 4 for 7 in the series with 4 singles. And a wave and a miss. And a strikeout Marissa McCann to start game 3.
Well, Michelle, Marissa McCann can throw her rise ball to all 4 quadrants, just like Keegan Rothrock can. Looks like a little low rise on the outside corner, paints the corner. Yeah. But that's the pitch that she's going to go to the most. It's going to be her rise ball that she'll throw on both sides of the plate, curve, and worked really hard on her drop ball in the offseason to make that an effective pitch alongside that rise ball that she has. And be on the lookout, you guys, for her changeup, too. We saw it from Abby Carr last night. They had a lot of success against these Florida hitters with it. It's a great pitch for McCann as well.
By the way, that's just the 8th time this season that Shoemaker has struck out.
Yeah, she does not strike out a lot. For me, what really made that pitch was the location.
Bouncy ball right up the middle for Erickson. She has the first Gator hit of the night.
Yeah, and Erickson has just been hot in this series. She's done a lot of damage, a couple of home runs, and she just gets a pitch on the outer half and just 100 hops it right back up the middle. When you get that big hop, you know you're getting over the pitcher's head. You're going to easily see green and pick herself up a base hit.
And it gives her an 11-game hitting streak. Kinley Cahalan, the shortstop.
And Linger out in center field is really shaded in right center field, which, especially with Cahalan up, a little bit more of a pull hitter.
And you see Forrester, how deep she is, and swung around towards the line.
Hey, you got it, Kinley. You go, KC. Hey, go to work here. Go to work. Whatever it takes, kid. Win it. Win it right here, 3-1.
0-2 pitch.
Good. Good job. Yeah.
Henley 1 for 9 in the series. That was a single in game 1 against the Tigers.
They worked her yesterday really hard up and in, and she was spinning off a lot. Didn't have great at-bats yesterday. Chased some pitches, looked a little bit uncharacteristic for the year that she has put together in her senior year. Just did not quite look herself and really crowding the plate.
Sends one in the air to left field, and stationed there is Lenny Ramsey. Didn't have to move much. A haul in the second out.
Third baseman, number 12, Kendall Glover.
McCann, 11 pitches. Recorded a couple outs with a runner on base. The cleanup hitter, Kendall Grover. Nice game for Kendall yesterday. Not only a couple of hits, one of those was a double, but she also walked twice. So in an 11-inning game, she was on base 4 times.
Yeah, she was silently really good for the Gators.
It's like you lose one big right-handed power bat with Reagan Walsh last year, and you just slide Grover into that spot. Also lost Corby Otis as well, so lost a couple of right-handed power bats, and as well as Mia Williams. I mean, 3, right?
Yes.
Mia Williams transferring to Texas Tech, but bring Grover in with double-digit home run opportunities.
You know, in this position, she's protecting those 3 big bats, all left-handed, and Shoemaker, Erickson, Helen. I mean, so you're stepping in on that right side, and your job is to make sure that you're protecting them so that the pitchers have to go at them.
It's really unique, the beginning of Florida's lineup. I mean, I'm just thinking about 3 power hitters from the left-handed batter's box to start the game. You just don't see that very often. Maybe a slapper somewhere mixed in there in the 1 or 2 hole, but 3 prolific power hitters from the left-hand side to start their lineup.
And the slapper is Comian. She's in the 9 hole.
Yes,
so that
that's
maybe she
right.
can get on base and have the opportunity to be hit in. But the other thing we've talked about too, and Mark, you've mentioned this a lot, is just the length of the batting order for the Gators. 1 through 8 all have home runs. It's just Comia, the slapper, in the 9 hole that doesn't have a home run.
But she's hitting almost 500.
Yes, exactly.
So, hit 481. Mia in the 9th slot tonight. And there's a walk to Grover. Tim Walton's team. They're one of the top offenses, not only in the SEC, but in the nation.
They're tops in a lot of categories. The only other 2 teams that maybe have done a little bit better are UCLA and Oklahoma. So when you're putting up big statistical categories, you know you're going to have those 25 wins.
Well, the only thing they don't do better this year that they did last year and in years past, and this is due to the roster design, they don't steal as many bases.
Exactly.
And that was evident what we saw in the extra inning game yesterday. They really didn't try to take that base, like go from first to second base, like we would have seen a lot of times in past years. But that's just all part of the construction of the roster.
Yeah, when you don't have a Kendra Falvey, it's speed drops off a little bit.
And Larissa Anderson pops out of the dugout quickly, and she wants to come out here with a 2-0 count.
Well, you have Falvey, but she's just near first base instead of actually getting to steal bases, as she's now still a part of the coaching staff here at Florida.
That's right. And the year prior, they had Skylar Wallace, who obviously stole a lot of bases herself.
Kendra Falvey at the top of the order gave SEC pitchers nightmares for a long time.
Creating all kinds of havoc.
Yeah, and then when she got on base, that nightmare wasn't over.
I think it was just beginning.
Here's Madison Walker, the former Tiger, who won the game in the bottom of the 11th last night.
Helped McCann out with that one. That would have been a 3-0 count, and really McCann feeling on the ropes after walking Grover ahead of Walker.
Couple of rise balls up in the zone, and Walker's aggressive on him.
You know that she's hit off of McCann
Yes.
a good bit, right? Being teammates for 2 years. It's always just an interesting battle at the transfer portal and team changes for matchups like this.
She gets jammed and hits a pop-up out to second base, and Sophie Smith gathers it to retire the side. So a couple of base runners for the Gators in the first. They strand both, and there's no score after 1 from Gainesville. Mic'd up Monday here in Gainesville. We got a little sound prior to the game, so let's give you a little taste of what you're going to hear throughout the night.
Hello, Gators.
Hello. Get that thing down. Don't mess up.
All right, that's just a little taste. Just a little taste to get you started for the first Mic'd Up Monday of the season.
I had great talks with him before the game. Just hearing some of his different strategy, how he coaches his team.
You want to remember before Texas won the national championship last year in the SEC, the last SEC team to win a national championship was Tim Walton, and the Florida Gators went back-to-back in 14 and 15. So it'd been a while.
Yes.
The SEC had won one.
It's a decade now since that back-to-back. They have been to 3 of the last 4 Women's College World Series. Tim Walton seems to be a man who's really comfortable in his own skin now. He's a Hall of Fame coach, 2-time national champion, a man who obviously knows what he's doing on and off the field.
Yeah, inducted into the NFC Hall of Fame at the end of 2024 and had his 1,000th win last year in 25. Pretty impressive.
There's also one of those, I think, SEC Inside shows that took you into Florida Gator practice that I saw last year, and that was really cool.
Well, it's blasted to right center field, but cheating that way. I've been impressed with Taylor Shoemaker in right field, and I mentioned that to Tim Walton before the game. He said, yeah, she's played some center and right. She's good out there.
She moves to the ball well. A couple of hits last night looked like they were going to go over her head. She responded quickly, got to him, got a lot of speed.
They get carved for the first out. Sophie Smith moved to the 6th spot in the batting order here for Game 3 of the series.
That's a good pitch, 7. That's a good pitch. Try it again. Here we go.
1 for 8 in the series. Had a single in Game 1 on Saturday. Just her sophomore season for Smith. Didn't get a lot of at-bats last year as a true freshman at 55. He lines it to left field. Well, that's right in the neighborhood of Cassidy McClellan. Line drive out, and 2 gone in the Tiger second.
I think the key for Missouri is going to be trying to find something that they're not chasing out of the zone upstairs, but they can barrel up, try to force Keegan to try to throw that pitch a little bit lower in the zone. Although I do have to say, yesterday they did hit some home runs off of pitches that were impressive. There was one, I think it was above the helmet.
That was Addie.
It was
Weights,
Forrester.
Or Forrester.
Yeah,
Forrester, that's correct.
And
yeah.
I knew you were gonna. I knew you were gonna go there, Michelle, because we were all thinking it. Wait until Sydney Forrester, little tease, what we call in the biz. Wait until Sydney Forrester comes up, and we'll show you her home run from yesterday's game. It was unbelievable where the pitch location was. Wasn't even a 2-strike count, by the way. Oh, we don't even have to wait for it. We can see it right now.
It's an instant gratification society we live in. Here it is. Look where this pitch is at.
Oh my gosh. And it's off the plate. Not only is it above her eyes.
There is strike 3, and Rothrock has a pretty quick inning there, setting the Tigers down in order. We played an inning and a half on this Mic'd Up Monday. No score in Gainesville. Gators started this season off with 21 consecutive wins, their best start in 10 years. Gators have also had a baker's dozen, 13 run rule wins, which is top 5 in Division I softball. And they're top 5 in a lot of categories offensively, including the big ones: home run, runs, slugging percentage. The first 2 games, which are the first 2 games of conference play, not exactly what they've done so far in non-conference.
Averaging 10 runs throughout the season, just 9 in the 2 games in this series. But again, some credit to Missouri, and they have battled.
That's hit towards the corner and nicely run down. Lenny Ramsey off the bat of Towson Thomas. There's quick out there for McCann.
Yeah, to your point, Michelle, I feel like every Missouri pitcher that's gone out there has just really competed really well. And that's not to say that everything has gone their way and has gone perfect, but when it hasn't, I feel like they've just adjusted and rebounded and had a great mentality this weekend against one of the best offenses in the country. And again, McCann threw that first game. She set the tone, just like kind of like how she's looking here, just pounding the zone early. She did such a good job of throwing a lot of first pitch strikes. And if she didn't get the first pitch, she's going to coming at you with the second pitch for a strike.
She's definitely the ace of the staff, just has that great mentality, leadership. 61 pitches in that game 1. A lot of arms in the pen that they're able to go to if she does get in trouble.
Kozlowski has a couple of hits in each game, 4 for the series, including a home run. It's it towards short, and on the short hop, Updegrove able to get a glove on it, but couldn't make a play on Wesolowski. It should be an infield hit.
Definitely did not get all of that and just did not play the short hop well. Kind of a weird angle for Updegrove, trying to go to her backhand to commit to the long throw that she was going to have to make, but uncharacteristic mistake there. Michelle, you've been talking about all weekend. Missouri's defense is very good.
Yeah, that just, they call that the error. That would be just the 9th error of the year.
They do score a base
They
hit.
do score a base hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough play. It's slow developing, hard to get to.
But again, it's plays that yeah, it's not an error, but it's a play you hope to make.
Hope to
sure.
make, absolutely.
And that hit her.
Yeah.
So McClellan is hit by pitch, and after getting the first out of the inning, McCann now the next 2 have reached, and the Gators have a little something going in the second.
Yeah, this is a tricky part of the lineup to be at because the top of the lineup is looming now with multiple runners on. Missouri, after that misplay, could be out and followed up with a hit by pitch, and Shoemaker is on deck.
There's a 9-hole hitter, Gabby Camilla. It is 6 first pitch strikes out of the 9 McCann has pitched to. In tight at third base, Addie Waits.
And Waits, I love the way she plays old school softball. I mean, she is halfway down the line. This is her here, but you'll just see her. Most third basemen, they're going to be camped out way back here. Not her. She's coming all the way up. She's like, I dare you, put that down. I'm going to go get that ball.
You can tell she loves playing
she loves
defense.
it.
It's great reads. She is, for a freshman, she is not scared to just be in these lefty slapper hitters like Camilla and Thomas, just be right in their face, especially in a small ball situation like this with Camilla up.
Well, and Coach Anderson talked about when she was recruiting her, she sat down the line in the stands down the first baseline so she could really see the reacts of Waits. And she said she could read it off the barrel angle, and she's like, that's impressive. That's stuff you don't teach. It's just intuitive.
And for those of you that saw last night's game, Waits made 4 really, really good plays, 2 of which involved foul territory, and one of them she fell into the Gator dugout making the play.
She was really reminding me of Jessie Warren.
Yes.
Former Florida State great.
Camilla hits it sharply to second. The throw's going to go to third base to second. Not in time. Oh.
Wow.
They were trying to get the unorthodox
Yes.
4, 5, 6 double play from third to second. You don't see this very often.
Mark, I was thinking the same thing. This ball is just hit hard, but I love that Smith is aggressive and she goes to Waits over at third base. You don't see that very often, typically because the runner at second has a good jump, but that is outstanding. That takes a lot of pressure off of the defense and the pitcher to be able to get that lead runner out.
That's big.
And Smith knew that the shortstop, Updegrove, didn't have time to cover second base, so she didn't hesitate. She fired right to third, and they gave him a chance to almost turn 2 there and get out of the inning.
I trust the All-American who's batting 500. He's got 2 really good eyes.
Back to the top of the order in Shoemaker.
Got it right here, take
A rare strikeout for her, just her 8th of the season, and her first at bat tonight.
I don't blame you.
And now look at, we talked about Langer and her positioning in right center, but look at how much area is in left center field for a Taylor Shoemaker left-handed hitter that can spray the ball with power and authority to all parts of the ballpark. And Coach Anderson told us a bit of the reason that she positions there is because Sydney Forrester plays in right field, does not have great range in right field, more in the lineup for her stick, but Langer can cover a lot of ground, so she kind of shades more towards right center.
Fooled her there.
And that's the second time, her first at bat as well. Shoemaker was chasing a couple pitches on the outer half. Shoemaker is way open. Front foot.
Well, full count with 2 outs. A couple of base runners on. He'll be off when that pitch leaves the hand of McCann. And that's ball 4, and that loads him up.
You know, that's tough for Marissa McCann because Taylor Shoemaker just has not looked great seeing the ball out of the hand of McCann, so kind of let her off the hook to load the bases for Jocelyn Erickson that has been really clutch in this series. It's a big missed pitch there. She didn't do it on purpose, but if she would have painted that outside corner again, maybe could have gotten her.
Erickson takes ball 1. Mizzou carried a 3-2 lead to the bottom of the 7th yesterday. Erickson led off and hit an absolute missile out onto the street beyond the right field fence to tie the game.
And that was low and inside. There's a good chance she may not get that pitch location again. They have been attacking most of the lefties on the outer half, trying to force them to try to hit the ball the opposite way.
Well, the home run she hit in game 2 yesterday was her second of the series. Let's take you back to game 1 on Saturday. Here's her first home run of the series. That was out to left center, and then this missile. This was to tie the game in the bottom of the 7th, leading off.
Into the road. That is a low inside pitch, and she just hammered it.
You have to be so careful for the top 3 hitters in the order for Florida, the lefties of Shoemaker, Erickson, and Cahalan. If you go inside, it has to be hard inside. It cannot be a ball just on the inner half. It has to be half a ball off the plate, trying to jam them, if not full ball off the plate.
Let's see what she sees on 2-0, and hammers one up the middle, and it's going to score a couple. Off the glove of Langer, and the other runners will advance. Now here comes the third runner for the plate, and she's in safely. Shoemaker scores all the way from first, and it's 3-0 Gators.
You can just tell that Erickson is seeing the ball so well. She's letting it travel. She's not early. Look at this pitch location. Outer half, drives it right back up the middle. She is on time, front foot down, head on the ball. Look at the extension.
Well, and because Langer is playing in right center field, she had to take a trickier route, and she ended up bobbling it. Shoemaker, who has speed, able to score all the way from first base. Erickson with the bases clearing double.
That's out to center field. Langer makes the catch, and that retires the side. But it's Erickson again that provides the big blow. And Florida scores 3 times after 2. 3-0 Gators.
Scored first in both games of the series, and you guys in both games have answered back. What are you telling your team in this one?
We're squaring up the ball. We're just hitting right at them right now. So really, we just got to continue to swing at good pitches and be on time with what we're swinging at.
And Coach, how are you having your defense work behind your pitchers? I know you've got a lot of positioning going on, but for the outfielders, that you have them shifted a little bit.
Yeah, you know, and our pitchers got to make pitches, and so we pitch to the shift. I mean, that play that Sophie Smith just made, unbelievable. I haven't seen that too often with the second baseman getting a force out of third. But again, we got to be able to pitch to our defense and what shift we're in.
Yeah, we thought we were going to see a 4, 5, 6 double
Wouldn't
play.
that
She
be
was so
something
close.
special?
That would have been.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the time,
Thanks,
Coach.
MIZ.
Coach Anderson. You know, the beautiful thing about coming to the ballpark, you have never seen it all.
No.
You know, strange plays like that occur, and you just go like, yeah, that's why we love this sport.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's part of the reason, too, situationally, right? It's a game of situations. It takes a lot of experience because no matter how long you play, you haven't seen it all.
Give Coach time to get over to coach third base. You know, last year, she was coaching first base quite a bit. And we asked her, what are you doing this year? She goes, I had to go back to third base. I was just way too bored at first base. There was not enough going on for me over there.
Well, we saw Beth Torina, the LSU head coach. She wasn't coaching third base, and she was in the dugout, not coaching first. So coaches mixing it up year to year.
A lot of different responsibilities in that coach's box, as well as calling pitches for Coach Anderson.
8-9-1 batters for the Tigers in the top of the third. Mizzou now trailing 3-0. And as you mentioned, their first question to Coach Anderson, they have fallen behind now in all 3 games of this series, but they come back to take the lead in the first 2. We'll see what happens here. We're down early 1-0 in game 1, took a 3-1 lead. We're down 2-0 yesterday and came back for a 3-2 lead, and that's out to right center. Who wants it? Ooh, almost a little miscommunication. Thomas gave way to Shoemaker, and the right fielder makes the catch. Keegan Rothrock sets down the leadoff batter near the top of the third, and will face the 9-hole hitter, center fielder Kaylee Linger. Couple homers for Kaylee, including number 2 on the season in game 2 of this series yesterday.
I like it, 7. I like it. I like it. Got 99 reasons we're going to get out right here. There you go.
Pitch number 40 on the night coming from junior Keegan Rothrock.
She's really using that curveball a lot more, working that outer half of the plate. And that's, you know, rise ball pitchers, a lot of people think, oh, you're just going to hammer that upper part of the zone. She's done a good job of coming underneath the hands of the righties, curveball away from them as well, and then mixing that rise ball in upstairs.
When you think about, Michelle, the amount of experience that somebody like Rothrock had, I mean, she pitched a ton her freshman year. She had 33 wins as a freshman, 262 innings, and then last year battled through some injuries, right? So pitched half as many innings, had half as many wins. But this season, you can tell she's back to her healthy form, already 13 wins on the season.
And she's a power pitcher that throws a lot of pitches. Her pitch count is typically always going to be somewhere around 115 to 120, 30 pitches a game because she gets a lot of fouls. She takes a lot of strikeouts, so more pitches. But you can tell she's conditioned for it.
Popped up right side. Camilla squeezes it.
Well, and even looking at her numbers last year with like the batting average against, I mean, you could just tell in her swing and miss rate, it just something was just a little bit off with her as she battled through injury. I mean, it's not fun as a pitcher when your team's relying on you, you're trying to put your best foot forward, and you're just not feeling 100% of your best self. And I mean, hitters year before hit almost 250 off of her, but coming into this year, or excuse me, coming into this series, hitting just about 180. Yeah. So significant difference in the opposing batting average against this season, and even her strikeout rate being the highest it's been in her career coming into this series.
And I think part of that reason that the strikeout rate is higher is because she's not only using that rise ball. She's got a look downstairs, which sets up her rise ball a little bit better upstairs. And you mentioned it earlier, I think she has way better control of that off-speed pitch that really when she's throwing it well, it starts low, it finishes low, and a lot of hitters swing through it.
That hit the glove. Walker got a piece of it. That helped Camilla field it. I think that's a 3-4-3 put out. to end the inning. Tim Walton likes what he sees.
How about that? Madison Walker is going to dive, go down to the dirt, cannot get this ball. But look at Comia coming up behind. But I love the way Walker gets up, gets to the bag in time to be able to get the toss from Comia for the big out to get out of the inning.
Green and Ella Parker, we of course know. But how about Kendall Wells, the freshman? 19 home runs already.
She could set the freshman record, which I believe is 30. Is it 30? By Jocelyn Allo?
Another Sooner.
Another Sooner. Have to go deep into the archives to figure out that one.
Gabby Garcia has 11 as well. 4 double-digit home run hitters on that team.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, that's a lineup. It'll be interesting here. They start their SEC play. Team batting average of 456.
Madison Walker popped out to second base her first time up. McCann got a quick out off the bat of Grover to begin the inning. He falls behind 2-0 to her former teammate Walker.
It's a nice pitch.
Yeah. Three balls and a strike. Walker with 4 homers on the season. You saw earlier she had 18 for Mizzou last year, which was tied for 6th most in the SEC, but no official time at bat this time. She picks up a walk. Walk number 2, make that walk number 3 handed out by McCann so far tonight.
Well, McCann's done a nice job of getting the lead off, but then in every inning she's gotten the lead off, and then the next hitter after that has reached.
Townsend Thomas steps in. Redshirt freshman from Humble, Texas. Anybody that pronounces the H of that city is not from the Lone Star State.
I was just about to applaud you, Mark. I was very proud of your Humble, Texas pronunciation.
Let's see what they can turn here. That's 1. Had a little trouble getting it out of the glove. That's 2. And that's the end of the inning. Don't be humble. Don't be humble. Tigers get 2 here to end the inning.
Yeah, just a little bit of confusion on the other end, but a tag and then a close call at 1, and that's 3.
Tim Walton, who actually is double mic'd right now.
That's right. and Coach, tell us a little bit about Jocelyn Erickson and what she means to this program. A couple of home runs in this series, a couple of hits here this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she's a big-time competitor, big-time player, does a really good job. Her preparation skills are second to none. But obviously you see her back there. We're talking in the dugout just how well she's throwing the ball across the diamond. She'll probably 1-6 from pop time-wise, but she's really good. She's really dimensional. You know, you saw the great play she made last night at first base and then behind the plate now. But, you know, you have to replace these kids every 4 years. I don't think you replace somebody like Jocelyn Erickson.
Coach, we've seen Keegan in all 3 games this series. What have you seen from her this series?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's doing a good job. Obviously here we had a couple hard contacts, but being able to throw her hard stuff in and out of the zone, getting a rise ball on a couple different levels, but, you know, changing speeds. You know, that's the one thing she's really done this year a little bit better than years past. She's able to throw her off-speed pitch a little bit more and a harder pitch a little bit better in the, you know, not necessarily in the zone, but on the corners of the plate. She's doing a good job of that.
We appreciate the insight.
And I'm going to shout out my father-in-law, Fred. Fred's a big Gator softball fan at home battling. So, hey, love you, Fred.
Appreciate that. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Fred, we give you our best as well.
Yeah, exactly. Go, Fred.
You know, I love that graphic we showed as he came out second fastest to 1,000 wins in head coaching history, only behind Mike Kendre.
Yeah, it's impressive.
That's impressive. Rothrock has looked good, as Coach alluded to. She takes a 3-0 lead to the top of the 4th. Tigers have the heart of the order up 2, 3, and 4. Stefania Abriscato, the catcher, leads off and has a healthy hack and fouls it back. Many times we say Abriscato swing like that. She does not get cheated.
Does not get cheated.
I could tell looking for something more up in the zone, and coming into the series, Larissa Anderson wanted them to be more aggressive, and we've definitely seen the offense do that. Take some big cuts early in the count.
Yeah, and to your point, Amanda, this is a Missouri team that doesn't walk a lot. 85 walks coming into today's game. They are aggressive early in the count.
Abriscato has a hit. She has really been hitting the ball well in this series and coming into this series. Abriscato with a leadoff hit in the Tiger 4th.
She did a good job of laying off the change in the dirt that's just not been working well for Rothrock and just hitting a mistake. Rothrock has made some mistakes in this game, and second time through the order, Abriscato and company need to go up looking for them. Be aggressive, find the mistake. She's left some pitches over the heart of the plate, and with that off speed not working great tonight, I think that they could get some more mistakes.
3rd hit of the series for Abriscato. First pitch, strike to Sydney Forster, who had a base hit her first time up to left center. Forster is the hitter we showed you who homered in yesterday's game. I'm going to say it was at least a chin high, if not bill of the cap high.
Yes.
That she tomahawked out.
It's impressive.
That's hit well, but caught. Throw back to first, double play. Second time tonight, the Gator defense has turned a liner into a double play.
Missouri with the double play to end last inning, and how about the Gators saying, hey, we can turn it too. We've got a good defense. This ball hit right at Grover, and she's going to come hard across the infield to Walker. Good job of staying with that.
Abby Hay had a 13 pitch at bat her first time up. Took strike 3 on pitch 13, so she's 0 for 1 and fouls one off here to start this at bat. Nothing at 2.
Sari is doing a better job of putting the ball in play against Rothrock. She had those 10 strikeouts in game 1, only 2 so far in this game. Both of them actually looking strikeouts too, lower in the zone. What a little backdoor action to it.
Columbia native Abby Hay went to Rockbridge High School. Both her parents were athletes at Mizzou. That's going to go foul. Her dad, John, played baseball at Mizzou. Mom, Amy, was a golfer for the Tigers. By the way, her dad, John, is a photographer, and he's frequently around the team taking photographs.
This was another mistake, Michelle. You're seeing Rothrock miss their location. Look, you see Erickson set up on the outside corner. Erickson's really working hard for Rothrock back behind the plate tonight. There's been times she's set up on the outside corner, then had to come back across the plate to the inner half.
That time she pulls that away pitch softly out to short and into the glove of Cahalan. So just the minimum 3 batters faced by Rothrock in the 4th thanks to the double play. 3-0 Gators lead as they come to bat home half of the 4th.
Another super regional
Yes.
matchup like you talked about with Texas Tech and Florida State.
That A&M Texas Super from a couple of years ago had more drama than it was incredible.
It was the trash coming out of the wall for me that really sticks out. And not to mention like the game tying home runs and pinch hit this.
It's hit well to left field and back to the track. Did she hang on? You bet. Lenny Ramsey.
Wow.
Spectacular play. Yeah, that deserves a bow.
McCann is
She's like, did she
catch it? Is that an out or is that a home run? Well, this ball is well struck, but I love the way that she's able to go back. Look at the way she goes back and jumps at the last second. I think she was still trying to find where the wall is. She's looking and wouldn't have left the yard, but Ramsey's able to grab it.
A long out there for the Gators to start the inning on the nice play by Lenny Ramsey.
They're one of those freshmen for Missouri. I mean, this Missouri team is just so young. Only one senior starts in their starting lineup. 4 freshmen, a couple of sophomores sprinkled in there.
More underclassmen than upperclassmen. And you have to think, for all these underclassmen, this is the first time they're playing here at this stadium, so they don't know the field as well. You come in and practice, you get your game time as well, but you don't get many balls hit like that over your head where you're going back trying to figure out where the fence is.
Well, and Florida's a tough place to play.
Yeah.
Their crowds are really good on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Not as good on a Monday night because it's just tough to get to, but the Florida fans can be a little spicy.
Oh, yeah.
So they're constantly yelling, getting on the umpire, getting on the other team a little bit. It's a tough place to play.
Spicy. That is a very diplomatic adjective to use. Nicely done. Showing off that A&M education.
I think almost every SEC, when you're on the road, every SEC game feels spicy.
Yes.
Yes, I would agree.
You'll get a little bit of that spice in Baton Rouge next weekend.
Now, the adjective really fits there
Yeah,
because of the cuisine as well.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Get a little alligator.
Marissa McCann threw 22 pitches in the first, 21 in the second, just 8 in the third. He's gotten the help defensively. Ramsey to begin this inning, but now a 2-2 count. Cassidy McClellan.
Good job. Good job. Hey, base hit ball 4 right here. Go to work.
I can tell she's a little frustrated with herself, missing some of these pitches. She just can have those really crisp, sharp moments like we saw in game 1. Hasn't been maybe as sharp tonight, but still battling just some bigger misses.
Another one out to left. This one sinking and unable to come up with that one is Ramsey. You talk about 2 diabolically opposed balls hit in her direction, one over her head and now one in. This one she couldn't quite get to.
Yeah, she gave raw, and you're right, it was just sinking. She got a good read. She was right there, even hit off of her glove, but just could not come away with it. Great effort by the freshman again, getting tested in front of her. Really thought she was going to make 2 good catches in this same inning.
A 1-out single for McClellan brings up Gabby Camilla.
That's a good job by McClellan, too, to fight back to full count and then get the base hit. She started out 0-2, battled.
Getting a little taste of those spicy fans down there.
That's right. They all know the cheers. They're in unison. You know, they all got it going on.
Out for some softball on a Monday night in Gainesville. Another one out to left center field. This time, Langer calls off Ramsey, and the center fielder makes the catch. 2 outs. By the way, it's been a real busy weekend in Gainesville. Athletically and academically, from what I hear, but athletically, they had baseball here across the street, 3 games. You had the gymnastics meet on SEC Network, LSU and Florida. Florida won that.
It was tight. Very close contest.
Hotel rooms were a bit hard to find this weekend in Gainesville.
I think that's impressive. 48% of her hits coming via extra base hits. Wow.
That's what they've been waiting for. All her hits had been singles in the series until that swing right there. Her 11th home run of the season. Also gives her a 10-game hitting streak and adds to the lead to make it 5-0 Gators.
Well, and you think about the speed. She's had some great defensive plays as well, but that's the swing that Shoemaker can put on a ball and drive it out of the park. That's where that power comes from. Almost 50% of her hits off the bat are leaving the yard or going for extra bases. And this is an off speed that she just allows it to travel, drives it out of the park.
Well, and that pitch supposed to be outside. You saw Abrascato set up on the outside corner. She misses it inside and right into the swing path of Shoemaker. You have to be so careful to these lefties when you go inside. Just a little bit off with her locations, McCann, the past couple of innings. There's a fan down there. How many RBIs she had this week? I'd put her on. I don't even know what else, but McCann's probably like, yeah, no, I'm aware. She drove it right past my head up the middle in the last hit that she had a couple of innings ago.
That's a whole new level of trolling there when you're using statistics for the hitter at the plate to try to intimidate the pitcher. Oh, fans are something else.
Her swings in this series have been so clutch. You think about her home run in game 1, that won them the game. Her home run in game 2 tied up the game to eventually lead to the extra innings in the win. And then right now, her hit got Florida on the board, which would, again, if the game ended right now, would be the game-winning runs.
I would like to have seen her exit velocity on the game-tying homer in the 7th that she hit yesterday.
Into the...
Out onto the street.
Into the street.
Which almost took out a passing car, yeah. That ball's hit hard on the ground. It hit so hard that I think for a moment the right fielder Forster was like, do I ever play it first? No, I don't. That's a base hit. 3rd of the game already for Jocelyn Erickson, 3 for 3.
Yeah, she's just really stepped it up this year. I mean, this is a hitter that hit 303 last year, and coming into this game is hitting almost 500. So just stepped it up in terms of batting average, RBI production.
And another changeup.
Another changeup, which is usually a great pitch for McCann, but just doesn't have good control of it tonight.
Kinley Cahalan flat out a couple of times so far tonight.
It's a good pitch location there if you're going to go inside. And Cahalan, for the year that she's put together, I mean, you look at Erickson's number this year, last year, Cahalan, the offensive numbers this year, last year. I mean, these are players that have taken big steps forward in terms of just the overall numbers, right? But Cahalan, 150 points higher, has already hit her home run total from last year and matched it, and approaching her RBI numbers. Has really been quiet this weekend. But up to this point, she's been on it.
Yeah, and we were talking the last couple games. She's starting to spin off just a little bit. That's one of the things she really worked on, trying to stay a little more inside the ball, a little more upright. She starts with her front foot a little more closed this year than in previous seasons. And it's a lefty thing. We have a tendency to spin that front shoulder out, start running down the baseline.
Back to the circle, and McCann slings a strike to first to win the inning, but Shoemaker, her first long one of the series.
Taylor Shoemaker showing off her power, getting that changeup on the inner half. Watch it. It's a thing of beauty is watching it get out of here. Florida's up 5-0.
Our Mike's on Monday. Tim Walton wearing the mic. Got excited for that 3-4-3 putout where Madison Walker got an assist and a putout. The first baseman did on the same play.
It's impressive. Tim Walton, so he's had good defenses. I've driven up a couple of times and watched their practices, and he spends a lot of time hitting making sure that that defense knows where they're going and where they're playing and positioning. It's a big part of the game for the Gators.
That goes back a ways. I remember one of my first times up here probably 15 years ago, and he and Kenny Gajewski and everything they were running defensively with their drills is like, wow.
Yeah.
They got it going on here.
Yeah, a lot like what the Japanese do internationally. I mean, a lot of moving, a lot of just, it's a workout. It's impressive.
And you would know, you pitched how many years in Japan?
16.
16. Popped up on the infield, and the first baseman grabs it. That's Walker. Good break on that. Retires Abby Carr. The first out of the Tiger 5th inning. And he's like, hey, nobody else was going to get it. I'm going to get there. I'm going to take it.
Well, and it was funny because Keegan, she looked like she was kind of backing away, like, who's going to come get this?
Good strike, Sophie Smith, who lined out sharply to left field in her first at bat. 5-0 Florida. 3 in the second, 2 in the fourth. Bouncy ball out to short, charged and speared. Cahalan guns out Smith, 2 quick outs.
Well, Madison Walker made that play at first base, and I think maybe Ava Brown might be playing first base in a game like this, but unfortunately she got injured and is unavailable, out for a little while, and likely would have seen her pitch in Game 2 yesterday. Coach Walton said he believes she's one of the best, if not the best, Game 2 starter in the SEC, but unavailable this weekend.
I love the way he called it too. He's Saturday starter. You know, that's your day. But, you know, it's also her bat, her ability to play defense. And this is already the smallest roster in the country when it comes to Power 4 schools. So it's a big loss.
And no timetable for a return right now for Ava. Certainly hope to have her back at some point during the season. Hayden Sokolowski comes off the Mizzou bench. Used as a pinch runner in Game 1 in her first at bat of the series. A Dallas area native from Flower Mound and Marcus High School.
That's a good spot. Come on, bro. That's a good spot. She's all day. They can't be wrong. Come on.
65 pitches so far for Keegan Rothrock. Here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Sokolowski in her second year with Mizzou after playing a couple of seasons, freshman and sophomore years at Oklahoma State. Sends a fly ball to left field. McClellan drifting back and still shy of the track. Makes the catch. Tigers go in order. 5 in a row set down by Rothrock. Good point of the 5th in Gainesville.
Oh, hey, Callie. How you doing? I didn't know you were here. Where you been? Callie, I haven't heard you yet. Where?
I've been sitting right here.
Sitting right here eating sunflower seeds.
Our Mic'd Up Monday, our first one of the season here, courtesy of Tim Walton, the head coach of the Gators. His team up 5-0 as they bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. And they face a new Mizzou pitcher, Courtney Donahue, who also worked in Game 1.
And the senior is used as a middle reliever. And Coach Anderson likes to really give her pitching staff different roles to know what their expectations are.
I saw her a little bit in Game 1 where she threw 2 1/3 and did a good job. Curveball both sides. Will also throw an off-speed curveball.
Hot shot gets under the glove of Updegrove. Quickly into left center field. Kendall Grover on with what scored a base hit.
You know, the one thing that sticks out about Donahue, or one of the things, is that she's self-taught, learned to pitch with her dad on YouTube, Michelle, and I think sometimes people think, oh, I have to have the best coach and do this and that, go to these camps, and really it was just her and her dad learning on YouTube and learning how to pitch. But curve, drop, rise, has that attack mentality, really successful in junior college before she came to Missouri.
Can we give a little caveat, and you two can concur or disagree? You got to find the right YouTube videos.
Yes, agreed. Yeah.
So don't think you can just find any one out there and yeah. Look into the credentials. What you think of McCann tonight, ladies?
I think she missed a couple spots. I think that's why Coach Anderson was maybe a little bit frustrated, some of the hits that were given up. But, you know, she has battled. She is the ace of this team. And, you know, she's going up against one of the best offenses in the country. Second time, game 1 starter, game 3 starter. It's a tough road. It's a tough hill.
Donahue in here. 4 innings tonight for McCann.
I think the other thing with, you know, for young pitchers out there is that, you know, we talk about all the time, everyone wants to throw the fancy pitches, the drops, the rise, all that. It's really about location. You can throw a great drop ball, but if you throw it down the middle, it's probably going to get hit. Really locating those pitches on the corners, mixing speeds, those are the things that are really going to help you out. We saw that with Abby Carr last night, that changeup.
Out to second base, they get the lead runner there. Throw to first won't be in time to get Walker. They do force Grover for the first out.
Talk about a well-located pitch. Was that changeup right there to get Walker to hit it off the end of her bat. Just a weak ground ball to second base.
There's a lot of different ways to get hitters out, and then there's a lot of different ways for hitters to get themselves out, and that's what the good pitchers figure out.
That was deep. I like that.
There you go.
Let them get themselves out if they will. I know you both had hitters that you faced that you thought, there's no way this hitter's getting on against me. I know exactly how to get him out. I know where to pitch him. They'll be lucky to get a hard foul ball off of me.
That's a great feeling, Mark,
I bet.
when that happens.
I can only imagine. That ball's hit well up the middle and into left center field. So a clean base hit for Thomas.
You know, Townsend Thomas has a ton of potential in this Florida lineup. She redshirted last year, but a talented multi-sport athlete, gets a mistake out over the plate. We've just seen her have a lot of different tools. She can keep her feet still and just square the ball up for a hit right back up the middle of the field. We saw her hit a home run, lay down a drag, power slap, really can do it all. So the 2024 USA Softball 18U Junior Women's National Team has that experience under her belt too.
He's hit safely in all 3 games of this series now. So a couple of runners on here. Zalowski at the plate and a 5-0 lead. This is the bottom of the 5th. If the Gators were to hit one out here, it would end the game.
Maslowski's had a nice weekend. Back behind the plate, another big addition for Tim Walton coming over from Mississippi State. Says that she loves to catch. Loves.
Yeah, and he said he contemplated starting her if they wouldn't have gone 11 innings last night with her catching all 11. He may have started her behind the plate because we actually saw how good Jocelyn Erickson is at first base as well. There's a lot of depth on this team.
Which one wants to talk with Wazalowski?
Yeah, and for a small roster, Michelle, you mentioned just 17 on the roster for Coach Walton. Actually, 3 good catching options that he has with Desiderio and Weslowski and Erickson. So small roster, but 3 options back behind the plate if need.
Well, Weslowski always stuck out for me at Mississippi State. You were like, you don't want to try to run on this. Right off the end of the bat out to second base. Smith makes the pivot out to second. Runners will be at the corners with 2 outs. As they force Thomas.
Number 22, Cassidy.
And with runners at the corners, that'll pass the bat here to McClellan. Cassidy on base both times up so far tonight with a hit by pitch. Single and a run scored.
Hey, be on time. Be on time right here. Wait for it. You're good. You're good.
First pitch strike.
Yeah, the other thing with Shelch is thinking about pitchers and just so many misconceptions, but I think a lot of pitchers and parents think you have to throw 70 to be able to play Division I softball, and I think Courtney Donahue, among others, prime example, you don't. I mean, 61, she's here competing on national TV in a Missouri uniform, and I think that, you know, the hard throwers do get a ton of attention, and they're really Carlin Pickens, Jordy Ball, Nyjah Kennedy, but you do not have to throw that speed in order to have success in our game and play college softball.
Well, what you have to be able to do is get outs, and it doesn't matter how you get them. If you can get them, there's going to be a spot in a role for you.
Know your strengths. How do you get hitters out? Is it more spinny, like we saw from Leah Stevens, who started for Florida yesterday? Is it, do you rely on velocity? Some pitchers are going to do that. Is it with your changeup, like we saw from Abby Carr? Each of these pitchers have a strength that they rely on, and it does not all have to be velocity related.
And away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. First inning of work for Courtney Donahue out of the Tiger bullpen. A little bit up, a little bit in, full count. More activity. One of the Tiger bullpen. Touche getting loose. That's going to go foul. Gators have put up their 5 runs on 8 hits tonight. And limited Mizzou to 2 hits. Both singles, one for Bruscato, one for Forster. That's to left, fading towards the corner, and just as she crosses into foul territory, it's caught by the left fielder. Sokolowski's out there now in left field. That takes care of Florida. We're headed to the 6th.
I don't even know a proper word for it, but just
Spicy?
Not even spicy, like just wild. The amount of runs scored in those games. A lot of extra inning games this weekend.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of series that have been
high scoring.
High scoring. Florida State, Coastal Carolina. I was like, wow. Do not want to be in the circle for that series. It's a ERA killer.
Altrock quickly ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. Madison Updegrove starting the Tigers' 6th inning. The only inning the Tigers have had more than the minimum 3 hitters come up was the 1st inning, and that was 4.
Rothrock's done a nice job of just mixing things up. She's definitely gotten away with some mistakes, but I think it speaks to her deceptiveness and the way that she spins the ball and is able to change speeds, that she can get away with those mistakes, can fool hitters. And Jocelyn Erickson just continues to work hard back behind the plate for her and with her. But continuing to vary her speeds. That curve at about 65, her fastball at 70, 71.
You know, the fist and a jam shot in the air out to right center field allows Camilla time to back up to make the play. One out in the Mizzou 6th inning.
Well, you can really see the way that Erickson, you know, she's not in just a typical squat. She's going to be down on one knee, Really trying to work that lower part of the zone so that Rothrock can really work those knees.
When you think about the 2028 Olympics coming up and Jocelyn Erickson, just how big of a catch she would be, and possibly a good person for that roster, considering she can catch and play first base and a lefty power hitter.
She pounces on it, the lefty fires and gets the out of first base on a close play. There's an example where being a left-handed thrower helped her out.
Yes.
Awesome play, especially the throw from the sidearm position, knowing that she had to take that angle to throw around the runner. I mean, that was not easy at all.
See those eyes? They kind of lit up like, whoo.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Yes.
Mizzou is going to challenge this.
The record's 28 minutes. You're on the clock. 28 minutes last year. Oh my gosh, yeah. They couldn't reach anybody in the SEC. They were all watching the Final Four.
I tell you what, when Heckler's research goes back past seasons,
More stats. The record is
really,
28 minutes.
really bringing their A game. Oh, what do you think?
That kind of looks out to me.
I think she got her.
Yeah.
I'm going to save you the time.
Yeah, I think she
Yep.
got her. Yep.
Yep.
I mean, bang, bang. That is just an incredible play. The arm angle that Erickson had to take to make that play.
Ruling on the field stand. Runners out. Missouri has one challenge remaining.
That fell way short of the record, and we're grateful for that.
Yeah.
For time.
The 28-minute record had the rule book and people
Oh,
on the
my
phones
goodness.
and everything. It was.
That got around the softball world so fast that weekend. I think we were all like, wait a minute, what happened? What?
Yes.
Right one.
First pitch strike. Back to the top of the order. Addie Waits was hit by a pitch to begin the game. He hit that ground ball to the right side that went as a 3-4-3 putout last time. And Walker says, I'm not going to let that happen again. I'm just going to make it 3 unassisted and make it a lot easier. And that takes care of the Tigers on an 8-pitch inning from Rothrock.
SEC Softball is presented by Regions Bank, official bank of the SEC.
Fun weekend, and now on this Monday night in Gainesville, Gators looking for a sweep of this 3-game series. First 2 games, each decided by 1 run, including an 11-inning game yesterday. And take a look what the offense has done for the Gators today. Kind of be looking more like the offense we had seen in non-conference play for the Gators.
Finding ways to score in different ways, and 1 through 9, getting it done. It can hurt you in a lot of different ways.
Mizzou will employ their 3rd different pitcher of the game as Riley Mahalik now in the circle for the Tigers. Nine 1 and 2 batters for the Gators. Kamiya 1 for 2 so far tonight. Strike call. I know some of the crowd's complaining about that call, and we're usually not shy about saying how we like or dislike the strike zone. I think the home plate umpire, Liz Hammerschmidt's had a very good zone. That's a bottom hard shot to short, and Kamiya is on. She's had a good zone tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. She's done a good job behind the dish.
That is a base hit. Tell us more about Mahalik.
Transfer from Houston, who actually completely changed her motion from last year, helped her gain some good velocity.
Got a little bit of curveball, changeup, drop, so throws a little bit of everything. Lower half of the zone.
Was it a first pitch strike? Taylor Shoemaker. And a 2-run home run out to right field her last time up. was Shoemaker's 11th of the season.
You're getting very lucky out there. I wouldn't put anything close. You still have a chance to walk it. Still have the opportunity. Whoa! Going higher! Going higher! Yeah.
With these teams, of course, opening SEC play this past weekend. That's going to get far enough away. It allows Camilla to go down to second base.
Yeah, nice jump. As soon as she saw that rolling away from the catcher, she took off. Camille with a lot of speed. She's 6 for 6 on stolen bases and obviously reads the ball very well as it's approaching the plate, as well as if it gets away from the catcher.
Goes to a full count. That was scored a wild pitch, by the way, that allowed Camilla to advance down to second base. Up the Grove, right near the cut of the outfield grass for the first out of the inning. You know, you look at what's ahead for Florida, and in many ways, when you look at their schedule in SEC play, a lot of it is what you don't see. Not playing Texas, not playing OU, not playing Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. Those 3 teams right there. I was going to say top 10. That's like right now top 6 in the country.
Yeah, and when they do play Tennessee, they get to play them here and don't have to play them at Knoxville.
So they're at Kentucky next. We're coming back here for that series you just mentioned, Amanda.
Yep.
Against Tennessee, will we see Carlin Pickens? One ball, one strike.
49, I can walk backwards faster than that. Let's go. Go 8. Go 8. Go 8.
Erickson, high fly to right. It's going to carry to the warning track and make the catch. Got a little under it, otherwise he's going to have her 4th hit of the game and 14th home run of the season, but it fell a little short. It was deep enough that allowed Camilla to advance to third base. 2 outs. That was a missed it by that much moment. Yes.
It sounded off the bat like it was going out, but it was just the wrong angle.
Two-out chance for Kinley Cahalan. One off speed, ball 1.
Are you from San Francisco? Because you're throwing a lot of 49ers right here. She's from the Bay Area. A lot of 49ers. Good.
2 balls, no strikes.
Don't hurt yourself. It's a long season.
Mizzou with just 2 hits tonight. Gators have 9. 3-0.
Yeah, challenging Kenley on the inner half. She's done a good job of being choosy with those pitches. Just 1 hit on the series for Kenley.
You guys know some fans like to show up to the ballpark and manually keep score of the strikeouts. Here at Florida, you manually have the home run counter. Gator homers. You just every time they hit one, you just switch the number. I don't feel like I've ever seen that before. The strikeout counter for your starting pitcher, for your pitching staff, you see it, right?
Yes.
The K that goes up one after another. Have you ever seen anything like this?
I haven't, and kudos to those fans and those ladies for coming up with something original. Like, let's do something the players will like, and I'm sure they do. Number 60 came tonight. They've hit 1 so far, so they got to flip those. That 5-9 to 6-0.
I like it.
That's awesome.
Let's go, KG. Be the big
Now we're going to have to dedicate a camera to them. So if there's another home run, we can get them flipping.
That's right.
And updating the board.
It was a big one that Shoemaker hit because it was 60 on the year.
It was.
That milestone.
One next one to Grover, off speed, strike call. 0-2. Mahalik won 6 games at Houston a year ago. As Amanda mentioned, transfer in her first year with the Tigers. Shallow left center field, goes to shortstop Updegrove to retire the side. That takes care of the Gators in the 6th. Last chance for Mizzou going to the 7th. 5-0 Florida. Away from sweeping this series, 5-0 as Mizzou comes up in the top of the 7th. We're happy to have you with us on this Mic'd Up Monday with Michelle and Amanda. I'm Mark. If Keegan Rothrock finishes us off and wins this game, I mean, she will have won all 3 games in this series. That has not happened for Florida in a 3-game series since Hannah Rogers won all 3 games in a series at Ole Miss in 2011.
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, she's having a great year. She's really controlling the zone. I mean, she's had some misses, but she's only given up a couple of hits. I just love the way that she's pounding the zone, and she's back to being that pitcher we saw as a freshman.
Well, and she doesn't get challenged a lot to come in and close games the way that we saw her do last night. So slightly different role. We're used to seeing her start and maybe come in relief a little bit.
Well, it's hammered on a line in right field, and Shoemaker and Abrascato, who again does not get cheated with those swings, was right on the screws with it, but right at Shoemaker.
But just a different role that she was tested in and put in the 11th inning, and then eventually Florida, or not eventually, just moments later after she did that, Florida would get the win.
And you know, she had the hit batter to the first batter of the game, but has not given up a free pass since. Only a couple of hits in the first and the fourth. But really, and that was doubled off. That hit was doubled off. So she's really pitched to the minimum since the first inning. I mean, has not allowed Missouri to gain any momentum. And that's where I'm saying effectively wild. I mean, she's not walked anyone, but her pitches have been very lively tonight.
Is that the mark of an outstanding pitcher, when you can win without your best stuff and just kind of gut this thing out?
Yeah, and I think it can be her best stuff when she does have perfect locations, but I do think it's just maybe a part of her game. It's a part of her deceptiveness and the spin movement that she has that makes her Keegan Rothrock, to be able to fool hitters in a way that it spins out of her hand even as a miss.
Well, she's really routine oriented. I mean, she goes through the same process, which is really important for pitchers to, you know, go through those mental cues, those physical cues, get yourself in rhythm on the rubber, get your sign and go.
We were talking about the difference in pitch counts too, and usually you had mentioned earlier in the game, Michelle, used to seeing her 100+ pitches, and when you're a strikeout pitcher, like she had 10 strikeouts in game 1, you have to throw more pitches. But here, pitching more to contact, only has 2 strikeouts and a lower pitch count to go along with it.
I jinxed her because that's the first walk of the game.
You did jinx her.
Announcer jinx.
Oh, that's not real. Come on now, hits a walk. 85 pitches, Keegan Rothrock.
Well, and again, if you go back and look at game 1, 127 pitches, those 10 strikeouts, but also she had 4 walks. She gave up 4 runs, 7 hits. So that's just a lot more traffic on the circles. I mean, she's bases. She's just been tough in that circle today. I mean, look at her strike to ball ratio. It's outstanding. It's where you want to be, right about 2/3 strikes to 1/3 balls.
Abby Hay.
Well, and Coach Walton said, you know, that pitching is the key to their success. If we pitch well, we're going to win. I mean, they know that they can defend well. They know that they can hit the ball and score runs. They run bases well, but pitching is going to be the key to their success.
The ball's belted to right. That's going to skip all the way to the fence. They got Sanaya Hill in there as a pinch runner. She's going to be stopped at third. It's a double for Abby Hay. Just the third hit of the game for Mizzou in their first extra base hit.
An inside-out swing by Abby Hay. Pitch up in the zone, up and in her hands, but she's just so strong, able to send it down the right field line. And as you mentioned, Hill going first to third, and Missouri trying to break up the shutout, trying to start a little rally here.
They're going to run for Hay as well with Danielle Blackston. We'll have Hill at third, Blackston at second base. There's Danielle.
Well, and you have to remember, too, Abby Hay had that 12th pitch at bat in the first inning. When you start looking at
I think we're back live here. All right, we are back live. Our apologies. We lost communication from here in the booth, and wouldn't you know it, it's right when a very weird play happens that require a little bit of explanation here. It's being...
The ruling on the field has been changed. It's a foul ball. Missouri still has one challenge remaining.
So the ball was foul. It was picked up in foul territory. Let's examine this weird play. At third base by Grover, and tags out Hill, but if you pick it up in foul territory, it's fouling into dead ball. Mizzou challenged that. They win the challenge, so it's just a foul ball, and it puts Abby Carr back at the plate. Our apologies for the quick audio issue. We are back. Mostly back, I'll say. And Carr hits a shot past the first baseman, Walker, into right field. Mizzou's on the board. It will score two. Hill and Blackston both come in, and suddenly it's a three-run game, and Mizzou has the tying run in the on-deck circle.
What a change down the third base side and then down the first base side for a couple of RBIs. Missouri breaking up this no-hitter and wanting some more, and Abby Carr, another one of those freshmen, gets a pitch out over the plate and just lets it travel. Brings up her swing.
Larry Cahalan, who plays for Mizzou, is going to run for the Tigers at first for Carr. And after what looked like maybe the second out of the inning was recorded at third base, it's still just one out, and the tying run in the on-deck circle for Mizzou. And Tim Walton's going to make a visit to the circle.
Hey, you stole our chant. Good job. They were waving high ball. They did it.
Opportunity here for Rothrock to try to get out of this jam. She's been so strong all game long.
Popped up in foul territory. Erickson makes the catch, and now Mizzou's down to their final out.
Good job, Abe. We should put some tombstones back in too. Ball's gonna die back there.
A little fireworks here for the Tigers. Cut it to a 5-2 deficit, but down to their final out. Hayden Sokolowski, her second at bat of the game. Sokolowski came in as a pinch hitter in the fifth. Flied out, stayed in the game in left field. It's one in the air towards left center field. Thomas runs it down, and the Gators hold off the late rally for Mizzou and win it by a final of 5-2, and the Gators sweep the three-game series.
Missouri showed some fight this weekend, a couple of one-run games, then showed some fight here in the seventh inning, but just too much Florida Gators for the Missouri to handle as Florida gets a sweep.
And this is a great Florida team that just shows that they have the ability to put a lot of runs up on the board. But I think those couple of close games were important for them because they had that loss to UCLA, but otherwise they needed some really tight competition, and they got it against Mizzou.
Well, Florida improves to 26-1, 3-0 to start conference play. Mizzou drops to 7-16 and 0-3 in conference play. Been a fun weekend, fun Monday night as well, and our first Mic'd Up Monday as well, thanks to Tim Walton for wearing the mic tonight. For our terrific crew, for Amanda Scarborough, Michelle Smith, I'm Mark Dealey. Thanks for sharing this one with us. Gators sweep Mizzou. Good night from Gainesville.